You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your girl, your diva knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Well, I'm always serving you wisdom, knowledge, and spiritual awareness. Happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing well. Just put everybody up on game. I am going to be uploading for future reference. It's going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Pacific time or 10:30. I'm going to limit doing content during the day because unfortunately during the day is when everybody does content, and it's been kind of hard and difficult for me getting my videos through the algorithms. So because of that, I'm mostly going to start uploading at night. If I do decide to put something up early throughout the day, I'll put it in my community tab, but for the most part my content will be at night. Okay, so just want to let y'all know that. And if you want to be up on game with what I'm going to be uploading, what I'm going to be discussing, the different topics, different recipes, just check out my community page and make sure you subscribe so that you will always be in the loop. So let me get into this because I know we have borrowed time, right? Doesn't seem that a lot of men have been having the best of luck lately with these beautiful, which I consider pretty privileged women when it comes to, you know, making decisions, right? So the problem is women that are very attractive, they get a lot of passes, you know. It's very easy for men to not be taken advantage of by women that are unattractive, you know, overweight, you know, darker toned, women who have children, you know, whatever men deem to be unattractive. Not that I have a problem with women that are dark skin toned. I know many of women that are very attractive, dark skin toned, but you do have some dudes out here that have a color complex, right? They into the light brights, they into the Latinas, they're into the exoticas, and you know, I don't knock a man's preference, because when women choose to date outside the race, you know, we don't give women any smoke. So I'm not going to be hypocritical and, you know, bash men who have the right to choose their own preference, because women do it too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to love, it's free game. Everybody has the right to choose who they want as their companion. But the problem is that when it comes to choosing a companion, the problem is most men, they are choosing women based off of her image, how good she looks, you know, if she's a trophy prize, something, you know, that looks good in their arms, so, you know, something that they could bring on a red carpet, you know, and get all these props and praises and worship service, right? Something that looks, you know, someone that looks good around the homies, you know, that they can be proud of, that, you know, they could basically walk around with like a trophy prize possessions, only to end up behind closed doors, miserable and catching pure hell. Because other than the looks, you have to deal with that woman's character, you have to deal with that woman's attitude, you have to deal with that woman's you know, toxicity. And these are the things that are overlooked when you first initially get with a very attractive woman. And that's why a lot of these beautiful women with pretty privilege, they end up getting over in one way or another. You know what I mean? Because it's too many men. Y'all are studying the package instead of the contents. You know, it's like somebody who gives you a Christmas gift. He give you a gift with beautiful shining wrapping paper, and there's a pretty bow, you know, wrapped up, you know, tied on it. And you're so asphyxiated off of the outside attributes, you don't know if inside that beautiful package, if there's a bomb. You know, you don't know if there's some type of explosive device or something. You don't know really what you're getting, because let's just face it, what you see is not always going to be what you get, right? And that's just the whole bottom line. Well, these guys prove a prime, they are a prime example of that. And before, you know, you feel as if, you know, I'm attacking men, or, you know what I mean, keep in mind my channel, I go in on men and women. Anybody who knows me knows that. So before, or any of you red pill raging brothers who never viewed any of my content, you know, you Samuelites or whatever, you know, anybody who knows me, I've always been very biased. You know what I'm saying? So don't come in here and feel like you have the right to address me, or figure out, or I already have a presumption about me based off of one video when you haven't been following me from the beginning. So also make sure y'all hit that like button. And I do have a ladies only channel, Mocha's Ladies Lounge, a safe space for women in which we can congregate and fellowship together over there. If you are a woman who rather fellowship in a space where there's no men, but this particular channel is my co-ed channel for men and women, right? So want to start with your girl Drea Michelle. You know, Drea Michelle is well known from Basketball Wives. She's always been one to use her looks to get her by on a lot of things. She has dated she has dated multiple athletes, has children from them, and it's gotten her many places, right? I mean, you know, these guys, they love to splurge money on Drea Michelle because she's a very beautiful woman. And she keeps herself in shape. She keeps herself intact, you know, but the problem with all of that is her brain has never really been intact, right? Can't knock her for her looks, you know. She trains at the gym. She keeps herself in top shape. But there's a lot that comes along with that, you know. It's no different than you purchasing a brand new Mercedes Benz, you know. Yes, it's beautiful. It's pleasing to the eye. And it's something that you love to be proud of, that you can pull up in front of your homeboys at the basketball game, or pull up to the latest events and everybody's, you know, impressed with this beautiful Mercedes Benz. But when you pull off and you got to go home with that Mercedes Benz, you're the one that's struggling maintaining the payments. You're the one that's struggling, you know, paying the insurance on it. You know what I mean? Beautiful women are very expensive. That's basically what I'm saying. And this is not to say that unattractive women can't be expensive as time. Listen, I know some gorilla looking females from the projects that have the audacity, you know what I'm saying, to have immaculate taste. They very particular, you know what I'm saying? So, but when it comes to the pretty privileged women who have basically floated around within the industry, and she's been with ballers, she's been with rappers, you know, she's in that industry circle, she's definitely going to look for a man that's going to be able to produce to her a lifestyle. That is the whole purpose of her getting in the life, being within the industry. You know, being in certain places, hanging out in the basketball games, hanging out at these concerts. You know, these women are smart. They know how to hang out or be in environments in which they will run into these type of men and who can finance them a certain lifestyle. You're going to see the high maintenance beautiful women. You're going to see them at the basketball games. You're going to see them at the after parties. You're going to see them at the top tier celebrity events. You get what I'm saying? Because they know that is where the ballers are. That's where the entertainers are. That's where the athletes, you know, they know men of money hang in that type of environment, and that is where they're going to be. You're not going to catch somebody like Drea, you know what I'm saying, walking low subsidizing housing, scoping for a dope boy, you know what I'm saying. You're not going to see women on her level hang out in those type of places. You're not going to see her hanging out in the club in the hood so she get a phone number from a pookie. No, Drea is going to specifically select industry dudes. That's why she has always congregated in industry, right? So what's been going on with Drea, and I'm gonna go ahead and take y'all to my next slide, right, is that you know, she chose to have her second child from Jalen, who is much younger than her, a big age gap. Dre, I believe, is during near in her 40s. And her baby daddy Jalen is up with her son in his early 20s. So a lot of people gave her a lot of slack for that. You know what I mean? A lot of people came in pretty hard on her for intentionally choosing a young simp. You know, a young man who's inexperienced. Anytime you get young men who run into the success of becoming an athlete, a rapper, or any type of fame, and especially that fame involves dollars, they become number one thought targets, meaning women that are thoughts are going to target them. And even though Drea has pretty privilege, it does not negate the fact that she does not have thought tendencies, right? So I'm just going to play a little segment of Drea, right? So y'all can kind of get an idea of, you know, what type of female she is, what's her nature. So we're going to get ready to get into it. So let me get back to what I was doing, y'all. Okay, trying to make sure. Where the hell is my... Okay, alright. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to play this first video here with Drea. Alright.
Hey, Jalen Green sure know how to pick them. They're going to be kicking out about $1 million a month. And when they get them bands, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, they're going to try and get increases. Just like Marlon Wayne, ex-girl, trying to increase his child support. Jalen Green allegedly welcomed a baby girl with a bartender last month. And the stripper is now claiming she's pregnant. And we know Drea, she just came out a few weeks ago that she's pregnant. Reportedly, Green will have 3 kids in 12 months. That's insane. Man, hey, and man, probably, so that's what got him balling like that, though. I can't lie. Man, ain't like he got him stressed out and off his game. Since he's got these kids on the way, that nigga been balling harder. If you see his highlights recently, dude been in his bag for real with that. Can't say he knocked him off his game. But this is wild, though. He definitely need, you know, I don't think he got nobody in this circle putting him up on game. Because this is wild right here. Just having babies with anybody.
Fair use.
Then just giving women free money. Because they going to drain you out that paper. You already know that. And then you in love with, yeah, like you in love with this one. And I believe she going to end up doing you dirty. She done said in the interview, she ain't really want love. She ain't really want to be in a relationship. She just want to find somebody that want a baby. She want a baby, and they make a baby. You already know what them is. She a damn jump off. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, though. Follow for more, man. We go. Hey, Jalen Green show.
Alright, so I wanted to pump the brakes on that. This guy here definitely makes a lot of significant points. This is what happens when you have young men who run into success. They become very egotistical, and you can't tell them anything, right? He's signed this huge contract worth millions, and he's not thinking that going around here impregnating multiple females is not somehow, some way going to cost him. You know, you got men like Nick Cannon who got this type of mindset that they don't see nothing wrong with having multiple children for multiple women, but it comes with multiple headaches, right? Drea being older, coming to find out, she got up with Jalen due to the fact that she was the stylist of the girl that he was dating at the time. So she worked her grown woman mojo and was able to slide right up on Jalen, you know what I mean? You know, and get him to, you know, basically manipulate him. You know, got him from up under his young girlfriend who don't have the experience or don't have the knowledge like Drea does. And next thing you notice, you know what I mean, she's smoothing Jalen and you know, putting it on him and working that grown woman mojo, and next thing you know, she's expecting. Can't knock it. You know what I mean? Definitely, she's a stunning 40-year-old woman. She don't look 40. But the problem is, he knows way more than her. You know what I mean? And when it all gets down to the wire, she's going to take him for everything he has. Not to the point to where he's going to end up broke. You know what I mean? But you have to realize Jalen is young. And hopefully he does nothing stupid that can jeopardize him losing his contract, as an athlete. Let's face it, these young dudes, they get in a stupid situations. They get caught, using drugs illegally, or they at the wrong time at the wrong place. They involved in some type of illegal activities. A lot of these young dudes in the industry are young and dumb. And hopefully he does not do anything crazy to jeopardize his career. He's already not making the best decisions by going around here impregnating 3 females around the same time. I would not be surprised if all of those children are his, because the more money you have, the more options you have. So therefore, that's more women that are throwing themselves at you. And when you're a young dude, or you came from being a broke dude and you're not used to attention, you're not used to women checking for you, you get that Kevin Hart syndrome, right? You get that Kevin Hart syndrome to where you feel like now, you should be smashing multiple women, and living your best life. It's that egotistical attitude of, I'm top tier, I'm this high value man. And you're not a high value man if you're making broke dude decisions. You get what I'm saying? It kind of defeats the purpose, right? But again, because you have a lot of these men that will jump to Drea's defense. Well, she's bad though. She's in shape though. She's beautiful though. She's this, she's that. I've seen a lot of men, with all due respect, I peeped them from a distance, and not all men hit that like button, y'all, by the way. If it doesn't apply, you got to reply. I've seen men let pretty privileged women get away with being disrespectful, get away with thinking it's okay to use men, get away with using pretty privilege to disrespect men on panels, and they don't check them. They don't say nothing about it to them. I know y'all have probably witnessed it like I have. Check out some of these panels. Some of these dudes really be needing a thirst quenched. Okay, these podcasts, these ones that are up, these man cave channel where they're supposed to be teaching men how to better themselves, how to become high value material, where they're supposed to be teaching them or guiding them how to make better decisions as a man. But at the same token, something about when a pretty privileged woman comes in the circle, or comes in the presence of men who talk the talk but don't walk the walk. I've seen women with pretty privilege, they get away with doing things that unattractive women would not be able to get away with. You put a woman like Drea, you put a woman like Erica Mena, you put any of these beautiful light brights, as long as she's light skinned, she's all the way in, right? Put them on a panel. They can get away with saying all kind of stuff. Nobody's not going to check them. But put an unattractive female, put a dark skinned woman, or put a female that look like a sexy red, not very desirable, right? And I think all women are beautiful in their own way, but I'm just saying, based on what I've heard, they don't. You have these men who have this attitude of women that are darker are not as desirable. This is not coming from me. This is based off of how dudes in the industry that have a color complex, they just, consider women that are not what they consider attractive. They just don't consider them as desirable. That's just the narratives that a lot of them are promoting and pushing around. So if a sister that's not that attractive, like for instance, like I said, a sexy red, let her get out of pocket. You know what I mean? Let her say something disrespectful. They will literally gangbang her on a panel, right? They will call her all the disgusting, but they I think Fresh and Fit had it one time. They called darker skinned women night riders and all this other stuff. I mean, very degrading, humiliating names. But this is just the times we are in now. You know what I mean? So it's the pretty privileged women who end up doing the men in the end, because they are the ones that they give the least amount of drama. Okay, as long as a woman is attractive and she has the two X's, you know, the shape, two S's, right? The shape and the smile, they're going to give her a pass. And these are the ones in the end who end up using and getting over them, right? But Drea is finding out too that yes, even though now you have secured the bag and you have a baby with Jalen on the way, now she's also in a different situation because her ex-boyfriend, who is also an athlete, she was living in one of his homes, a home that he gave her the privilege of living in when they were together. But now that she's been knocked up from Jalen and they already was in a relationship together, he wants to evict her. So I'm going to let another content TikToker tell you about that so we can get a more thorough understanding on it. So I'm going to let y'all check this out here.
Drea Michelle has filed a lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend, NFL quarterback Tyrod Taylor, over a disputed house deal. The model claims that Taylor purchased a Los Angeles area home in August 2022 and allowed her and her children to move in, based on a verbal agreement that she could eventually buy the house from him. Drea...
Now that already wasn't smart. Again, fair use, and hit that like button if you're coming in. Don't ever do a verbal agreement with anybody. See, this is what happens when you have pretty privileged women. Not all. They don't think they need to protect themselves, because in their mind they figure because of how they look, their looks are going to protect them. And she's finding out the hard way that you might have had an agreement with this dude, but this is the problem. If it's not on black and white, it don't count. It hasn't been documented. See, pretty privileged women, they don't think this far ahead. They don't use their brain. Why? Because they really ever have to use it. But let's continue. Come on.
Any improvements or mortgage payments she made would count towards the final purchase price. Although the couple never formalized the agreement in writing, Drea offered $2.8 million for the home, and Taylor countered at $3.2 million in January 2024, which she accepted. Drea claims to have invested nearly $300,000 into the property, expecting it to count towards the purchase price. However, she alleges that Taylor recently reneged on the deal and is now threatening to evict her and refusing to sell the property. Drea is suing for breach of contract and seeking unspecified damages. The couple started dating in 2020 and split in 2023. Drea is now dating NBA star Jalen Green and recently gave birth to their child. This is Streetwire, presented by Hood Affairs. Make sure you like.
Yeah, big ups to Hood Affairs on Demand. So, she already fumbled the ball, right? I mean, what woman or man in that degree, doesn't matter, who would do a verbal agreement, especially when it comes to something like a house or a car, something that you depend upon. This goes to show you that pretty privilege doesn't automatically equate to intelligence. What makes her think after her and this dude broke up, even though they had a verbal agreement, she went to putting all type of money into this house, fixing it up, taking care of repairs and all of that, and think that that will be enough to secure her to always have that house in her possession? Definitely not a smart move. Not only that, this dude didn't sign no title over to Drea. He didn't sign no deed over to her. It was a verbal agreement. And like I said, it just goes to show pretty privilege does not come with common sense, and it does not come with being business minded and intelligent. I don't know if she think she got her whopper so good that she could date and meet multiple men, and no matter what, this man would not eventually put her out of his home. Now, if he told her that, he was wrong on that, because he never should have made her believe that that was going to be her home. But just like you have women who run game on men, well, I can't knock a man who runs game on a woman. Maybe at that time he really meant that, right? But guess what? That's his house. He got a right to change his mind. He has a right to say, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, I did agree at that time, but we not kicking it like that no more. You know, you done got knocked up for old dude. Hey, man, shit. I mean, let him get you a house. And the thing about it is, he's not even trying to sell her the home. You feel me? So it sounds like something personal there, because if it was really about business, dude would be like, okay, I tell you what, you can buy this house, but I want it straight up cash or whatever. He is not even allegedly, you know, trying to make a bargain or a deal with her. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure her ex, he's a millionaire. You know what I mean? That would have been a good money move. But the fact that he don't want her there, and he's not even backing it up saying, well, yeah, we did make a verbal agreement. Pretty much she asked out. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, pretty privilege does not come with a brain. All right, so that's where she pretty much messed up at. And I'm gonna play some more of this before I go into talking about the next person on here.
Because now the 22-year-old basketball phenom is the father of 2 daughters under 6 months old. Drea Michelle of Basketball Wives, she had her baby, y'all. There's a lot to this story. Let's talk about it. Now, Jalen Green and Drea have been a very interesting topic the entire year. She is 39 years old and he is in his early 20s. They have a 17-year age difference. And it's been a controversial topic, although there are a lot of men that do the same thing. That's been the argument. Are they wrong? Are they right? She has a I'm getting you this girl right here, Maya Lapoco. And it's been a controversial topic, although there are a lot of men that do the same thing. That's been the argument. Are they wrong? Are they right? She has a son his age. You know, everybody's legal. It's been a big, huge round table talk. But now that she's had the baby, it's very much tea, because he already had a baby earlier this year with a girl that was his age in college. Yeah, the age-appropriate age he probably should be dating. And it's this girl right here, Maya Lapoco. Now, she's Samoan. Cute girl, beautiful gowns. Looks like your average college student girl. Looks like she already had a child before. Well, she hit the jackpot because Jalen Green has a $40 million contract. And I know that Drea knows that, and this girl knows that. But how Drea got him, to me, is the part that's like ickier than him having 2 girls pregnant at the same time. How Jalen Green and Drea met? They met because Drea used to babysit his ex-girlfriend. So this is like her little sis, kind of, you know, her niece almost energy. I'm babysitting this girl. I basically had her grow up with me then, right? Because I've seen you since you were a child. If I'm babysitting you, I'm getting you to know you through your adolescence. Well, that is Jalen Green's ex-girlfriend. So could you imagine your big grown, almost like big sis babysitter starts dating your man when y'all break up, go on a...
That's why I say, just like you have men that are pedophiles that know how to prey on young women, you got older women out there that know how to do the same thing. And she basically preyed on them, you know, because over here, I'm not going to cut a woman any leniency just because she's a female. She capitalized off of that young lady who saw her as a big sister / babysitter, and she made the moves on her boyfriend knowing he was young and dumb. So all the karma that's coming back to Drea, she's definitely warranted for it.
Break whatever. Wow. You know, he finally gets a contract, but she met him when we went together when we was in college. So it's giving, you plotted on my man, even though he was way younger than you. You can't trust even no older woman around your man as a young lady. That's what it's giving. Drea, I think that was kind of snake behavior. Did you owe that young lady anything? No. I don't know if you were the mother's friend. I can't necessarily call you her friend because a babysitter is like a superior position in somebody's life. It's their elder. So the elder started messing with the young girl's boyfriend when they broke up and had a baby with him. And he went back and did exactly what I would think somebody his age would do. Go mess with somebody that gets his jokes. Drea don't get his jokes. Drea was talking about IMX and B2K. This boy is on, One Direction. Mindless behavior. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the gens aren't matching up. She's laughing at Rugrats and he's laughing at Bluey. They don't get it. And I get it. Some people can definitely be in older, younger relationships. And, we both listen to Al Green, okay? I'm an old soul. I get it. But I'm looking at it like Drea is the type of woman that gets with an athlete or gets with a rich man. And when you do that and live that lifestyle from man to man, from check to check, you have to keep that up. And she had to get pregnant by this new dude. Like, her time is wrapping up. She needed another 18 years. That 18 years is going to last her till she's 58. That's a good little retirement plan. By then, you done probably stacked up a little money from him. You know how to live because you're an older woman. And now, you ready for retirement. Because I heard he's out there doing it. Now, I'm not going to act super cool like a super cool ESPN girl, like I've been keeping up with him. But I've been hearing through the grapevine that he's playing very well. They're like, whatever he's going through, baby, I heard he's out there balling. He's playing for his freedom. Because he knows he got to go between these two houses, and them girls look expensive. My prediction is he doesn't end up with either of them. He finds a whole other girl with no kids, gets in a regular relationship with her, and then both of them two women got to drop their kids off when this man gets an actual wife. And you know what, I'm not trying to be funny? I wonder if his wife will be Caucasian. I wonder if he'll choose another, because they're both women of color. Dre is like mixed, and that girl's Samoan. But I wonder, I really do wonder, because you know how these NBA players are, y'all.
Absolutely. So we pretty much know what his story is going to end, right? Drea only got involved with this young man for the money. Okay, so she's going to be set for a very long time, well into her 60s. So she definitely she used her womb hustling skills at a very good age, you know what I'm saying, to which she can be all set for the next 18 years, right? All the way until she becomes an early senior citizen. And that's very true. Once you put yourself in alignment of living off of athletes, you have to keep traveling within that circle in order to keep, getting those benefits, right? But nevertheless, we're going to go into the next subject. Wish Drea and Jalen the best, you know what I mean? So nevertheless, y'all, going into this next one, right, I want to talk about your boy Ocho Cinco, who's another one, right? Very successful dude. I have to give credit where it's due. He's come a long way. He had a lot of controversy surrounding him. He went through that DV situation with Evelyn that could have costed him his whole career, but nevertheless he was able to recover and make a good comeback. And for the most part, we haven't heard much negative publicity surrounding him, especially once he remarried to his current wife here, right? Well, from the looks of it, Chad still has yet to learn that his choice in women have never been the best of choices. Why? Because Chad specifically wants to choose pretty privileged women. Okay? And like I said, I'm not stating that, a man should settle for a woman he's unattracted to. But you got to keep in mind, when you specifically only go after women for how they look, and you don't go after them for their agenda, and you don't try to learn who they really are, and you don't really have an understanding of what their motives are in life, then you could very well be putting yourself in a very bad situation. So your boy Chad hasn't had a winning season, not for a while with women, but his soon-to-be ex-wife just recently dumped him and put it out there on social media for everyone to see it. So let's play a little bit on that.
Yes, Chad has been one of those people who has been accused of dating someone who looks like his ex-wife. Ocho Cinco recently got engaged to the beautiful Sherelle Rosado, star of the former Selling Tampa, which I'm still irritated with Netflix for canceling that, but that's a whole other video. A lot of people say that she looks like his ex-wife, Evelyn Lozada. It's already Rosado, Lozada. That kind of gets a little confusing and tongue-tying. But let's look at a side-by-side picture of Evelyn and Sherelle to see if there are really similarities. Also, side note, she looks more like Nia Long to me in this picture, but anyway. Alright, here's a side-by-side. I got them in the same hairstyle, so you can really check it out. And there are some similarities here. Also, if I remember correctly, on Selling Tampa, she said that she slid in Chad's DM, so this could just be a coincidence and not intentional on Chad's part, who knows. But yeah, I see it. They could definitely, they share some similarities. But again, if they wear their hair differently and their smiles are so different, but sure, on first glance, you might be like, wait, is that Evelyn or Sherelle? Yes, Chad has been one of those people.
So, as you can see, for the most part, Chad does have a type. He really are into them light brights. But if only he understood, the way you get them is how you lose them, okay? So, let's check out this interview in which she basically admits that she left her husband to be with Chad. Check this out, y'all.
Our answer will be different because we are emotional creatures. And I feel like, when I was younger, I used to have the tit for tat mentality, and I cheated on my ex-husband with Chad. Really? I didn't say cheat because I mentally checked out.
I understand. So you were almost done with that relationship.
I was done.
So you were.
I was mentally checked out. And I grew an emotional attach. So it was like I was already physically attracted to him. So it just made it even better.
But see, that doesn't feel like tit for tat. It just feels like you was done and somebody else caught your attention.
But at the age I'm at now, I felt like it was wrong because I should have ended that relationship fully.
Yeah,
I agree.
I was younger, and at that time, I was focused on myself and trying to get over everything that I went through. And if I would go back, I probably wouldn't have did what I did, but it happened. I can't go back and change it.
Does that affect your relationship now?
With us?
Yeah.
Of course.
So do you feel like Chad may not trust you as much because he knows you was with another?
I wouldn't say it doesn't affect Chad and our relationship because I told him the reason why I did what I did. Mm-hmm. But it does affect my ex-husband and our relationship. We do have a child together, and
so we are co-parenting.
It does affect a lot. We don't communicate at all. Yeah. I bought my son the phone. That's how we communicate. But it's hard to really explain to him because as a man, their pride is very hard. It's like,
I understand.
You basically, I took care of things you should have, but they don't see what they do.
Chad, bruh, you should have known. Listen, she left her husband who she been with for 10 years to be with you, and her excuse was she didn't consider this cheating. Why? Because she had mentally checked out. Nothing burns my spirit more than a grown-ass woman who will not take accountability. Grown-ass men too, but in this case we're talking about a woman. The fact that she's trying to justify her reasons for why she left her husband to be with Chad. Listen, you left your husband to be with Chad because you was trying to cash in on a bigger bag. That's what that was, and that's probably why to this day that ex-husband still low-key resents you because he knows your reasoning for why you left that marriage. You know what I mean? And it wasn't because you was getting abused. It wasn't because, you wasn't being provided for, because she didn't say I left because I was being abused, right? She didn't say I left because I wasn't being provided for. She said she mentally checked out. No, you checked out the moment Chad was interested in you, because you automatically thought about you'll have a better life because Chad is an athlete and has money. And now you are finding out the grass is not greener on the other side. But check this out. Your boy Chad had to also find that out. Y'all gonna learn these pretty privileged sisters, they're a lot to handle. This was cringing, right? And I'm usually, you know, I try to be a non-biased person, but in this instance, I can really tell Chad's I can tell Chad's frustration, okay, with this woman. But hey, you chose this pretty privilege, right? You can tell he's trying to keep his composure, but I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna let y'all see. I'm gonna let y'all see for yourselves. You know what I mean? How frustrated Chad is already realizing, damn, I'm at the end of my rope. I done already can tell he was already pretty much cornered. Like, damn, you know, I hate that I even got myself involved with this type of woman. But we're gonna play that, right? So let's get it.
We got into it again. I bullshit you not, and I'm not even playing it. She right here. I'm eating breakfast, right?
Yes.
I'm eating breakfast. I get my normal. I get my French toast, and I get my steak and eggs, right? And I get my fruit bowl.
Okay.
So she called my phone. So I placed the phone up. I got the phone in my hand, and I'm eating my food.
Right.
So I got my sunglasses. I got my sunglasses sitting on my head.
Right.
My sunglasses fall by accident, right? Not by accident, and I put them back up real fast. And the waitress was in front of me. Rail.
Who is
think somebody sitting at? She say, "Man, who in the fuck is that sitting in front of you? I know you're not fucking playing with me. Put your glasses back down." So I took my glasses, and I'm like, and I put them down on the table. She's like, "Chad, don't you fucking play with me."
Right, I hear you in the background, Rail, laughing.
And like, she think it's funny. She say,
now, just peep this. I had to pause. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate it, right? So, the fact, this comes with pretty privilege. The fact that she's handling Chad like he's a child. Like he's a little boy. Because she thinking that, you know what I mean, that he's doing something inappropriate. Not understanding that you can express yourself without treating this grown man like he's a little boy. But it's that pretty privilege of, I can say what I want to say and do what I want to do, and ain't no man gonna check me on it. Ain't no man gonna put me in my place. See, obviously, she's been doing this for a long time. That's why it's automatic. It has become habit forming. And just pay attention to Chad, right? As he's going on about this. I just really want y'all to observe him. This thing is crazy.
I say, Mike, what are you talking about? Turn the camera around. I turn the camera around.
He didn't turn the camera around. He didn't turn the camera
Hold
around.
on, listen. I turn the camera around. My plate of food is right there. My French toast, I had finished already, and I'm eating my steak and eggs. I'm like, man, what is your problem? Then the waitress comes right back out right again, and now the waitress nervous because she can hear her cursing, and I'm confused.
Rail, you acting up like that, Rail?
It was so embarrassing because I didn't want to snap, and the waitress was like, the waitress got scared because she could hear her cursing, so the waitress went away the first time. And she came back to make sure everything was okay.
That was real.
Like,
That wasn't real. That was real.
Boy, I swear for boy, she snapped. She snapped.
You snapped on it for real, Rail?
Because I was like, put your glasses back down.
No. Tell him how you did it. Do it. Don't laugh.
Put your glasses back down. I didn't say that.
Did you tell?
You can tell the frustration on his face. Now, if she's snapping at him, she's obviously insecure and she has trust issues. Now, maybe she has trust issues because she's caught Chad cheating or doing inappropriate things with other women during the duration of their marriage, or because she knows Chad's history of how he's been known to cheat. You know, he's a public figure, right? And the fact that he's an athlete, period, is going to always be in the back of her mind. Ninja, you up to something. So he was already at a disadvantage with his pretty privileged preference, right? So you can just look at his face and tell. And I usually don't feel bad for guys, but it's this. I feel some empathy for him, because I can tell he is like crashing out, yo. But let me continue.
Did you tell him he was playing in your face, Rail?
I said, don't fucking play in my face now. You better not be fucking playing in my face. That's what I said.
No, say it how you said it. Say it how you said it over the phone. Say it just how you said it. No. Man, she was talking to me like I'm not even Ocho. Like she like we almost got into it. But again, she apologized, said I was sorry, because when my glasses fell and they went back up, she saw the reflection of the waitress sitting in front of me.
Right.
And it was her. And by the time it dawned on me what she was talking about, because she was confusing me, because instead of just communicating and talking normal, she was screaming like she was my homeboy and like she wanted to fight.
I had a tone in my voice, but I don't scream.
Man,
yeah. But you wanted to let him know the seriousness of what you were saying.
No, she was getting her head down to about, oh, I was finna pull up on you, and
man, I was about to pull up, baby.
Hey, I'm talking about straight hood, straight out the hood.
Bruh, listen. You can see the frustration. He realized he got his work cut out. See, it's underestimating that pretty privilege, right? Pretty privileged women are very combative. They will put the paws on you. Somebody better ask my homeboy Safari, who, for the life of me, realizes he made the worst decision he could have ever made by not having one but two children from Erica Mena, who is so toxic and so drama filled. She used the goddamn ladder to trespass into his property. Check this out, y'all. And there's no sound on this. Now she knows she's not supposed to be trespassing. This is Safari's property. Where the hell she got a ladder from? This is new level crazy. She climbed in the man's yard. And this is the surveillance that Safari released, showing his ex-wife Erica Mena trespassing and assaulting him in his property in front of their two children. So you can't hear the words that are being said, but you can tell obviously there's an argument, disagreement. Now look how she's fighting him. He's trying to walk away. It's that pretty privilege. Toxic energy. She keeps following him, provoking him, intentionally going after him so he can hit her, and then she can play crazy and play like the victim. Now keep in mind, both of their children are here. And she's not even caring that their children are witnessing this. She's not even protecting her kids. I'm glad Safari kept his composure and didn't hit her in front of those babies. I'm glad he... Now she knocking stuff over. All it is. Look at that pretty privilege. Look at it. Look at it. And this is not funny. I mean, I'm not laughing at the situation, but the fact that she is a freaking nutcase, bro. He got to deal with her for the rest of his life. Now, Safari goes into basically, sharing a lot more information pertaining to the situation. So we're going to listen to what else he had to say pertaining to this.
When you're with someone for 3 years and they have a child, and you probably saw the child 3 to 4 times because the child was put off to go live with somebody else. And you kind of look past it when you don't have kids or you're not thinking about that. I never even was like, yo, why doesn't your son live here? And then when you finally get to have a conversation with the son and find out why, it's crazy. Imagine speaking to a child who's of age and knows what's going on. He's 16 years old, and he says, if I ever had to live with my mother, I would kill myself. I wouldn't make that up, And it sucks that I gotta really just run this down because of this smear campaign and somebody who gets such a high on just talking about me. When you're with someone for 3 years and they have a child. And
I want to stop that right there because it's just looping back to the same thing, right? So, what Safari was basically saying, because Erica Mena hasn't had custody of her oldest son for a long time, and allegedly that's because she also had assaulted the father of her 16-year-old son. Allegedly, that's the reason why she hasn't had custody of her oldest son to this point. And basically what Safari was saying was that when he spoke with her son, her own son even said that if he were to ever have to come stay with his mother again, that he would unalive himself. That speaks volumes. It lets you know the fact of how toxic and how draining it is to be around Erica. But most typical men, when they see her, they see the beauty in the booty, they overlook all of that. They do. And then by the time they find out, they already done got in too deep. Now, we have seen Erica Mena be combative, on Love and Hip Hop. We've seen her throw drinks. We've seen her, get into physical altercations. We've seen her lash out. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out this woman is damaged. Okay? Beautiful woman, but a damaged woman. And now, even her looks aren't giving her a pass as much, because the more she keeps exploiting herself and the more people are finding out who she really is underneath all of that, it's gotten to the point where you have dudes looking the other way like, damn that, I don't give a damn how good she looks. Nobody wants to deal with Erica Mena because she's very toxic. She's very combative. She will fight you. As you see, she kept putting hands on Safari. Now, I mean, I get it. I'm sure Safari was saying some things out of pocket, but that does not condone a grown woman putting her hands on a grown man, because if he would have put his hands on her, y'all know, like I know, he's going to be arrested. He's going to jail. Soon as he get in front of that white judge, they're not going to spare him. And it took Safari a lot of restraint to keep that in mind without responding and hitting her back or pushing her back. Maybe he was considering his children as well. So, I mean, I give him, props for keeping his composure, you know what I mean? And not snapping, But this is the price. This what comes along with pretty privilege, guys. Don't be so asphyxiated on the beauty and the booty that you don't check out what the hell is going on in that goddamn brain. Check her medicine cabinet. Talk to men who have dealt with her. Be around her for a while to see how she deals with anger, to see how she deals with frustration. Be around her before you have children, before you make that move of having a future with her, building a future with her, having a home together. Before you invest in building a family, it's very imperative that men, y'all check out the mental psyche of the type of woman you dealing with. Because contrary to what you may think, it's not just unattractive women who got issues. It's not just unattractive women who got problems. Yes, it's the pretty privileged princesses who also got a lot of mental issues. Like I said, you saw how stressed out Chad was, and she was proud to let it be known, I will pull up. I will throw down. I mean, this is what you sign up for. Anyway, before y'all leave, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys and ladies, what y'all think about this topic. You know what I mean? Does settling for pretty privilege, does it come with bad decisions, or does it basically just kind of depends on the woman? You know what I mean? Just let me know what y'all think about this whole situation, y'all. And I will be replying back in the comment section. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Take care. Again, hit that like button. Big ups to everybody who was able to come and view and hang out. Before I get ready to shut it down, FYI, for those of you who are court ordered to take domestic violence, or you are court ordered to take anger management, inbox me. If you live in the state of Georgia, okay, you don't have to choose an intervention agency or program within your jurisdiction. You can choose any agency that's certified in instructing and delivering family violence and anger management class, okay? Just thought I'll let you know that in case you think you could only use one in your jurisdiction. Now, for those of you who are outside the state of Georgia and you're court ordered to take anger management, and I do anger management and domestic violence, I do that for men and women, okay? I teach domestic violence classes for women and for women who have committed domestic violence, not for victims, okay? Only women who have battery or some type of domestic charge, and the same thing for men, because contrary to what anybody wants to believe, there are also women out here that are also physically abusive. And the rates, the crime rates are soaring even more now so for women compared to back then. So this is not just a problem with men keeping their hands to themselves. As a fact, Erica Mena needs to sign up for my class because obviously she has anger management and domestic violence issues, right? But seriously, if you are outside the state of Georgia, you can ask your judge, ask your probation officer, are you limited to only attending a certified intervention agency within your state, or can you register with any certified family violence and anger management? Your judge may be willing to allow you to attend my agency, okay? Because I am certified, so I will be able to produce certification or any type of other requirements if the judge will allow you to actually take anger management with me and or family violence with me. Now keep in mind, anger management and family violence is not the same thing. Anger management, you only got to attend for 12 weeks, one class per week, 90 minutes. Same thing with anger management. The only difference is with with domestic violence. Let me reverse and bring that up. Domestic violence is the same way as anger management. You will be taking one class for 90 minutes per participant. Only difference is anger management is 12 weeks and domestic violence is from anywhere to 24 to 27 weeks, okay? So you will be required, if you got to take domestic violence, you're looking at close to 6 months. And you're only required to take one class per week per person. So no, we cannot rush you and allow you to take 3 classes in 1 week so you can be done. That's not the way that it works, right? So anyway, just thought I'd let y'all know what else I do besides just blogging, right? So this is serious business. If you're court ordered, you're more than welcome to email me. And you can email me at anewstartsavannah@yahoo.com. You could also text me as well at 912-231-3167. But definitely email me. I look at my emails more than I do text messages. So if you are court ordered, or if you have a husband that's court ordered, if you have a boyfriend, you have a wife, somebody that's court ordered to do anger management, or domestic violence, make sure you email me for that information, and then we will go from there. All right, y'all, take care. Y'all be blessed. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button, and until next time, I will be talking to y'all soon. Bye.